There is an evil spirit in Kenya that is resident in some leaders.
Citizens are not evil spirits. Stop insulting them. These are not my words, but for former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua. He struck a powerful chord with the ordinary Kenyans who are increasingly frustrated with being dismissed and dehumanized by the government. He strongly condemned President William Ruto's recent inflammatory remarks, calling on him to stop insulting the Kenyan citizens who are voicing their concerns. In passionate response, Rigathi echoed the frustration of many Kenyans who are outraged by Ruto's claim that those criticizing his controversial projects are being driven by evil spirit.
There is an evil spirit in Kenya that is resident in some leaders.
Hakuna haja ya kutukana raia. Hao wananchi wakitoa maoni yao, wewe sikiza tu, hata kama upendi. Hakuna haja ya kusema wako na mapepo, kwa sababu hakuna haja. There's no need. Nyinyi mko na mapepo? Sasa hakuna haja. Kama ni maneno ya ng'ombe unasema hii watu ni stupid nini, hakuna haja kutukana watu. Hata juzi naona wahubiri wanatukanwa, ati wengine hawajasoma. Sasa some of us have no capacity to know yule mhubiri amesoma na hajasoma. There is no need to use vulgar language. Just respect the people of Kenya because it's the right thing to do.
While many citizens felt personally insulted by Ruto's comments, Rigathi, despite no longer holding an official government opposition, remains unwavering in his support for the people. He continues to criticize the president's leadership and stand against what he perceives as an unjust treatment of those who dare to oppose the government's agenda.
They churn out falsehood. They oppose everything for the sake of opposing. I mean, foot and mouth disease, PPR, are diseases we have been fighting ever since I was born. It is nothing new. So anybody opposing vaccination to eliminate FMD and PPR is simply mad and unreasonable and possibly stupid. I mean, honestly, how else can you explain? You know? Or maybe they don't have cattle. Maybe they don't understand what this is all about. You know? So, if you are used to planting things, you don't know about livestock, please, when we are having a conversation about livestock, shut up.
Kama ni maneno ya ng'ombe unasema hii watu ni stupid nini, hakuna haja kutukana watu.
Najua tunakumbuka jinsi mlivyokuja kwetu. Wewe na rais mlikuwa watu wanyenyekevu, mlikuwa mnatuomba kura. Sasa kila kitu ni kifua. Ng'ombe na si ya mtu idungwe.
Rigathi's continued advocacy for the people, even from the sidelines, has made him a prominent voice of dissent. The president's controversial statement about evil spirits started a wave of backlash, with many questioning the government's willingness to engage in the constructive dialogue instead of listening to criticism. Ruto's rhetoric has been seen by many as a tactic to silence dissent and deflect from pressing concerns about his administration's actions. Rigathi, who has often spoken out against the government's handling of key issues, called on the president to recognize that the people's concerns are valid and not the result of any mystical or malicious forces.
Why are you not arresting them and taking them to court? We know, of course, because walipangwa na serikali. Lakini siku moja bwana kaja utajibu hiyo swali. One day, one act against this community that is never forgiven. And once you do it, there is no remedy. The matter is closed. The mountain has moved on, though humiliated and in shame.
The people of Kenya are not evil spirits. He emphasized, urging for more respectful approach to criticism. The public backlash is growing, with citizens demanding to be heard and respected. Rigathi's bold and clear message is not just a criticism of Ruto's words, but a call for more empathy, dialogue, and understanding between the government and its people.
Kuna kiti kitaletwa Nyeri, ni kiti kimoja cha president. Ama nyinyi mnasema gani? Kama kuna kiti, nimesikia kuna viti inatafutwa, sijui ati interior, sijui mawaziri. Sisi nyinyi mnataka mawaziri? Yaani tunyang'anywe Rigathi akiwa deputy president, tuletewe mawaziri.
His unwavering support for the citizens shows that despite the political divide, the fight for the voices of ordinary Kenyans is far from over. As the tension between the government and its critics continues to rise, Rigathi's words challenge both the president and the people to reflect on how the nation moves forward. Through unity, respect, and commitment to hearing all voices, no matter how uncomfortable they may seem. This is Stephen, GC News.
At least for those of us who keep cattle. So, we are going to carry out this vaccination because it is the right thing to do. Because we need to take charge of disease control and open up markets for our animal products. And we are going to use vaccines that are produced by Kenya right here at home, so that even as we develop vaccines that we are selling to other countries, we are doing the same to our country. The diseases that come with ticks and all the other things that come along. And it is the reason why I have made a policy decision that because we have never been able to manage disease around Kenya, because we vaccinate in one county, the other county has not vaccinated, disease move from here to there. We are going to carry out a national campaign, a national vaccination exercise that is going to make sure that we vaccinate our 22 million heads of cattle and 50 million heads of small stock, goats and sheep. And that exercise is because it is necessary. That vaccination is necessary because we want to create a disease-free country, and so that we can market our livestock products to destinations that today we have been denied access to certain destinations because of our disease control inadequacies. That is the primary reason. And for the avoidance of doubt, the vaccines that we will be using are produced in Kenya by Kenyans. Kevevapi, our own institution is going to produce these vaccines. We have one of the largest vaccine producers in Africa, in Kenya. Today we are selling vaccines to other countries. And I want to tell livestock keepers, starting from myself, because among the livestock that is going to be vaccinated is my own cattle. You know? So, when I met Prime Minister Modi, we agreed that we are going to have a collaborative program that is going to enhance the quality and the types of livestock that we keep, especially those that are sensitive and those that can sustain the climatic condition that exist in our arid and semi-arid areas. And therefore, we have a whole array of interventions, and we are looking at how we can reduce the cost of artificial insemination, how we can make it much more accessible, and how we can build the capacity to produce more locally. also to make sure that we open up market for our livestock products, we must manage our disease prevalence. We must manage